Well, finally, the new season of the Lima Symphony Orchestra is going to kick off on Saturday. And joining us today, of course, we've got music director and conductor Andrew Crust to tell us more. And thanks for coming.
Always great to be here. Thank you.
It must be exciting, right, to kick off the new season with a concert like this coming up on Saturday.
We want to celebrate that by doing something really accessible. And so we ended our season last year with a concert of John Williams, which was one of our best-selling, of course, classic film score composer. We're going to kind of go in the same direction now with a whole slate of different film score composers with music it's really challenging, but it never makes it to the concert hall. You only hear it in the movie theater, but it stands up on its own in the concert hall. So we're going to celebrate that, the classic world of cinema, and we also have a world-class guest artist, a violinist coming with us, Charles Yang, this season.
Right, I mean, he is world-class. I mean, he won a Grammy, right, you said? So tell us a little bit more about Charles and like how he is going to fit in with the orchestra.
So he's playing the Korngold Violin Concerto. That's a composer who also wrote for film scores back in the 30s, classic films. But Charles, he's got a Grammy. He's a part of Time for Three, which is a trio that not only plays classical music, but also does crossover. So he can play jazz, blues, classic rock. He can sing. He can play guitar. He's not going to be doing so much of that in our concert, but he's such a versatile artist and such a great communicator, on top of just being a wicked good violinist.
So exciting stuff there for that. You know, you mentioned Korngold. I saw your little snippet on Facebook where he was a composer, but he really didn't want to do movie stuff at first, I understand?
That's right. He was Austrian, and he thought, I want to write operas and symphonies. But then everybody, I think, including directors, realized the power of symphonic music in a film, and it can completely change the whole film. I've seen some film clips without any music, and it's bizarre, right? It can completely change the world of that.
Yeah, well, and I mean, the music carries you. I mean, you know if something scary is going to happen, or, you know, I'm supposed to feel good and stuff. So, like, how did you pick what movies you're going to play on Saturday?
Well, these scores, as I said, stand alone on, you know, without the movie. So Casablanca is just a great representation of a classic old film score by another composer who liked to write in every idiom, and it's just, we know the tunes. That one has if you remember the movie, it has As Time Goes By is a central song in that film, and it's written out in the orchestra as well. We also have Psycho, the suite from Bernard Herrmann, one of my favorite film composers. Everybody knows a bit about that music.
Exactly.
And now we're going to do that live. We've got for the younger crowd, but also some aficionados of anime, Studio Ghibli, so huge around the world. Miyazaki is the director. We're doing a bit of Howl's Moving Castle. So if any of you out there have any family members under 20, they will want to hear that live.
They're going to know that. Yeah, exactly.
And then we're doing one more, The Godfather, which is just dripping with gorgeous violin melodies and mandolin. It sounds like straight out of the south of Italy.
Right, exactly. All right, so it is this Saturday. Tickets still available. 7:30 the concert starts, right?
That's right.
At the Civic Center. So get your tickets now for that. All right, let's talk about something else too, because this is quite the annual event, the wine tasting and auction, and that helps raise money for the symphony.
It does, and it's a huge event for us. If you want to support us in ways more than coming to the concert hall, this is a great way. It's a fun event. It's at 19 Hawthorne, and it's going to be this Wednesday on the 18th. And it's a wine event, but it's also an auction. We have a live auction. We have a silent auction. Certain items that are really exciting, like you want a case of like 5 cases of Rombauer wine, we've got that. You want a week-long trip to St. Kitts and a coconut farm, we've got that too. We have pieces of art and dinners, and it's all of the proceeds go back to the symphony. And so if you want to support this symphony that exists here, right here, this is a great way to do it.
Right, because I think many people don't realize how lucky we are to have a symphony here in Lima and to have you and the orchestra playing the music that we get to hear.
They're all professionals. They're all auditioned. They are all, you know, fantastic players. And it's not a given that a town of this size will have a symphony. In fact, it's quite rare. So please help us keep that alive. And
you can start by going to the concert on Saturday. Tickets still available. Thanks for coming. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
All right, don't go away. We'll take a look at the weather forecast next.